Hello friends, today we are going to learn about the break activity. So the break activity is part of UiPath.Core.Activities.Break. Okay, this is very simple activity, but again usage is quite limited to only for each and for each row activity. That means this break activity can be utilized inside a for each loop or a for each row loop. You cannot use it in any other loops. I will show you that. And then it has got two different properties. One is the display name, which is again the name of the activity, which you can modify as per your requirement. You can additionally write whatever activity you are doing. And then private, if you are selecting private, that means it will not be logged in the verbose mode. Okay, this will not be logged. Whatever is happening, it will not be logged. So again, we wanted to understand how do you utilize and what is the necessity of this one uh, in for each and for each row activity, and why it is not available in other loops, right? You have do while loop, why this is not available in those loops is something we will be learning. All right, so let me show you the first thing. Let's say if I pull any other loop, let's say do while I'm pulling, okay, and inside that if I pull break activity. So what is happening, if you see this, there is a error. Activity can only be placed inside a for each. So at this moment for UiPath 2019 14.10 version, this is what is being given. Probably in the future it might happen, but there's a logical reason, guys, why this will not come. Because do while has a condition, you can break depending on the condition. It does not mean anyways it will come out, so you don't utilize a break activity inside that, isn't it? That's why it is necessary to utilize this inside a for each loop or for each activity. So if I do the same thing, if I delete do while, and let me show you this. If I use a for each row or for each, there are two different activities. If I use a break activity within the loop, so I can use a if activity and then I can put this, but it should be within the loop, then it will not give you any error. You can see that there is no error, it works fine. So the first thing we have understood, that the break activity will work only in for each and for each row activity. Okay, so let me show you something. So for to understand this example quite well, I have created a uh, Excel file which has got details. So basically it has got the engine code and the engine names which are running and their status, if it is running or fail. So when an engine fails, that becomes a priority one task for the engineer to go and fix that, isn't it? That is a priority one task in a manufacturing company. So to add that, so how do you utilize a bot in that, and how do you utilize a break activity, something a nice example to fit in. So let's see that how it works. So what I have done here, let me explain. So first thing I have done is I have used a Excel application scope. This is my first activity where I'm pointing out the file. Okay, so all these things I have already covered in my previous couple of videos. You can watch in the playlist. However, let me explain you. I'm reading the Excel file, then I'm using a read range activity, okay, within the Excel application scope, and I'm reading the sheet called result, okay, and I'm storing that inside a data table called dt result. Okay, this activity is quite clear. Okay, after that the main part is I'm using a for each row. Now inside the for each row I'm utilizing the dt result activity, data table which I have just created using the read range. Okay, and here I am reading the for each row. Okay, so once I read it, here I am trying to manipulate the data and show you. So let me explain it from here rather than everything. Okay, so what is happening, it dt result will read the entire Excel data whatever is there in result sheet. So it's reading everything, and then I'm pointing out which column to read specifically. So here I'm saying, so let me delete the if condition for the moment. So you can, in case I don't want to run this, just right click and disable activity, control D you can do, so that way it will get disabled. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, everything else is disabled now. I am reading the data result and I want to only read the row. So this is 0 index, 1 index, 2 index. I am just reading the 2 index. So all I will do here is I will put a message box just to understand how it is functioning. Okay, and here what I'm going to do is if I say row hyphen 2, so within bracket 2, so that means it is going to read 0 1 2, so all of the data it's going to read. Okay, so let me run it and show you how it works. Okay, so you can see that the first one is running, right, second running, third running, fourth engine is running, and the last one is failed. Okay, so when it fails, I want this to be okay, I want that to be broken out. So how do I do that? So you understood how to utilize that particular thing. So let me delete this and let me enable this activity and explain you back. Okay, so here what I'm doing, within the for each loop I am utilizing a if condition, and within the if condition I am writing row dot to string equals to fail. That means anytime it is having a string called fail, that time you do this activity which I have mentioned here. So what I'm doing here, the very first thing is I have created a assign activity, and within the assign activity I have created a variable, control K and create a variable. And within that, if you look at this one, let me show you in a bigger screen. Here I am saying row 1.to string plus row 2.to string. So what this is doing, let me explain you. So let me disable these two activities. Control D is the way to disable this. So I'm going to disable both of them for the moment, and I'm going to run this. So what exactly is doing, row 1.to string is what? In row 1, that is 0 1, which has the engine name, and then it has got a hyphen, and then row 2.to string. Row 2 is nothing but the status. So if I run this, it is just going to tell me what is running. Okay, so you can see that 8x is running. So this is what I wanted to achieve. Okay, so anytime it fails, so let me explain you back. So this you understood what is the meaning of writing this one. The same thing I have written it here, row 1.to string. Let me enable it back. Control E you can do to enable it back. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing here is assign activity. I have created a variable, control K, and give some name. And within that I am saying row 1, anything which has failed, right? So this loop will execute if row 2.to strings fail, then it is in the then section. So this will only execute when this is failed. So what I'm trying to do is I am to capture that details in a variable, in a string variable. This is a string variable. So here I am saying row 1.to string the machine name, and row 2.string is the status. So whatever variable has come over here, at the end I wanted to show it that in a message box that this engine has failed, and it will break from that area. So if you see, it will break from that area and no more the loop will run. So I am going to change here. I am saying the last one is failed, so I'm not able to probably understand if it is breaking properly or not, but I'm going to show you that. So let me first run this, and then it's saying assign a designated engineer to work on that machine. What went wrong? There will be an engineer who will be sent to that. Okay, so let me run this and you will understand how the loop is functioning. Okay, so you understood 8x is running. That means row 2.to string for the first one is equals to running, right? It's not failed. So this is not meeting the condition. That is why, else section is running, and it's showing the machine name and the status from the row 2, and from the row 1 it's showing the machine name. So you understood how to manipulate the data there. So similarly it will go for 4 times. Okay, done. Now the last one, because the status is failed, it should show there because it's failed. So what will happen, it will break out of this activity and this message box will run. This one, the last one will run. Okay, has failed. This is running, and then if I click OK, here it will say assign designated engineers to work. Now let me show you how the break activity is also functioning. If I, instead of this one is failed, let me say this one has failed, the second one. So when I say second one, so it will not show any of this activity, it will only show this one and it will come out of the loop. Okay, so if I run this now, so the first one is running and the second one, you can see it has come out of the entire loop and it is saying 9x failed, and then it is saying assign designated engineers to work. So the meaning is that use the break activity depending on the necessity of the environment. Okay, so this is the priority. Rather than I need to know what has happened, I have to fix that first engine and then get on to the second one, probably because of the dependency. Also, you can again use another loop and try to run the entire data once again to see what is running and what is not. So we can loop in again and again. So that is up to your logic. How do you want to build your logic and connect them? But here our goal was to understand the break activity, which has been clear. Myself Rakesh, guys, please do hit on the like button. If you have any questions related to this, please do comment. I would try to answer them. Thank you very much for watching. You have a wonderful day.